Thank you to our sponsors for today's video, Eaton, EVCS, Ionna, and Infy Power. Eaton is a one-stop shop for implementing reliable and innovative EV charging infrastructure at your site. Across all applications, Eaton's EV charging infrastructure, hardware and software, gives you the scalability, flexibility, and intelligence you need to charge today and scale up tomorrow. Learn more at eaton.com/EVCI. Also, EVCS 2025, the premier EV charging expo. From utilities to policymakers and tech innovators, the key players in shaping EV infrastructure are coming together at EVCS Las Vegas on March 25th through 27th. We would love to see you there. Also, Ionna, North America's premier charging network. With unmatched commitment to elevating the customer experience, Ionna is opening America's roads to all EVs, giving drivers the coverage they need, the reliability they deserve, and the amenities they crave. And Infy Power, the largest EV charger module provider with over 3 million power modules running reliably worldwide. Their latest G2 collection features ultra-high power density and efficiency for EV charging and energy storage integration. Infy Power, innovation for your power. Hey guys, welcome to EV Charging Summit at Expo, and welcome to Liv. And we'll see Liv and Patrick in a minute, but this is one of the best and coolest and most well-packed EV charging expos of the year. Everyone's putting away right now, but upcoming in this video, I'm going to take you on a full tour of EVCS, show you some really cool technology, things from new charging equipment to conduit things, to bollard companies, to mobile charging solutions. And man, they are working to get this thing packed up at the moment. So let's go back in time, take you on a full tour of EVCS 2025. I've been telling you about it in our videos coming up. I met so many viewers while we were here. It was absolutely awesome. So shout out to these guys. And man, it was so much fun. And yeah, join me for the full tour of EVCS 2025. Well, you guys joined me right in front of this 1912 Baker Electric with my friends Patrick and Liv from the Mach-E vlog. I'll leave their channel linked in the description below. Fantastic content creators covering charging, electric cars.
And old electric cars.
Old Bakers. So what are we going to see at the show? I'm going to take everyone on a full tour. You guys have been here for a couple days. Maybe give our viewers a hint of what's to come.
Well, it's really cool because at this show, everything is something that's of interest to people like you and me because it's all EV charging, everything from bollards to connectors to a lot of chargers. I think the theme for the show that I've sort of seen is there's a lot more collaboration, and we're getting deeper and deeper in generations of the chargers. So it seems like they're learning from their mistakes. And we give people, we all give them a lot of crap for the bad design choices, the bad maintenance. I think they have sort of finally gotten to word, working together, fixing things, coming up with better solutions, more easily repairable chargers. I never heard them talk about that before, but now it's like, here's how we can replace the cables in 5 minutes, and here's how we can replace this unit. So yeah, what about you?
You said that really well. I agree. It's a really interesting show, and it was actually only one day yesterday, but I feel like it's been this intensive because everyone here works together, like you said, in collaboration. So we're seeing partnerships happen right now. We're seeing one person go to another person's booth and be like, I love what you're doing. Can we work with you? Which is so important for us, especially as the drivers and the consumers, that we want to know that they're working with each other and collaborating, and it's not like this obsession with we have to do it ourselves in-house. It's like if someone's doing something really well, you can see them working together. And really cool thing about this here is that they have these panels, they have sessions. Patrick's doing some, maybe Kyle's going to do one next year. And so everyone who's an expert in their different fields is putting on these presentations, and you get to go learn from them and listen. And then you'll see their competitors or their partners in the audience, learning, asking questions, collaborating. So it's like a brainstorm. What's that called? Everything all coming together, networking and communication about it too.
I want to mention one thing. We went to one panel yesterday, and they were polling the hardware and software companies that are here, and they said they did a poll, and it was like, are you getting everything you need from your partners to be successful and provide a good charging experience? and the strongly disagree side was completely overflowing, and there was like nobody that said, I agree, I'm getting everything I need from my partners.
Wow.
Then they flipped it around. They asked the charging company, those companies there, they said, are you providing your partners with everything that they need? And they all moved over to the agree side. And it's like, there's a disconnect here. Everybody thinks they're doing a great job, but the reality is like they don't think their partners are necessarily doing a great job, that's a little bit of insider baseball type thing. But I think it's a really important thing to point out. These companies are trying, but they also are realizing they're not getting what they need. But I think there needs to be more self-reflection.
Yeah, I mean, the EV charging business is still a relatively fresh, sort of segment in the overall scheme of electric cars. And it's maturing, and these are the growing pains that it's going to go through. And I think both you and we road trip a lot. We've done trips together. We've had countless annoying problems at EV chargers. It's taken years to get fixed. It's getting really much better recently. Not perfect, not even from a long stretch, but it really takes conferences like this, I think, to showcase the latest and greatest in tech, software, and hopefully collaboration to kind of make this thing work.
Yeah, and I think some of the terminology is changing, and I think this is really important because we've had these debates on like what they call a reliable station or uptime, and it's frustrating because it's like they're shifting that language though because they're starting to talk about like first time charge success, which means did you go there? Did you have to wait? Did you just leave that station because there was no power? Because a lot of that stuff like didn't necessarily get reported, and now it's getting reported, and they're tracking that. So it's sort of like truly measuring what's a good experience for the customer. Because we've been there where people would count it as a successful charging station and charging session, and I'm like, I only charged at 31 kilowatts. That's not
right. It was derated, but anything over 1, that's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's a success. And it only took me 4 tries, but we'll count that as a good thing.
Well, and you had a good point earlier. Is like they're in one of the panels, like they're not necessarily counting. Also, if you go to a charging station and it's full, so addressing the need for this expansion is really important, which is obviously what we're seeing here too. So it's so cool to be here as media, and like we definitely come from the consumer side. Kyle, obviously, you're going to ask some hard questions. You're going to tell them like it is. But it's a cool opportunity for us to like elevate the consumer voice and like see what they're doing to make our lives better and kind of demand it too, because you deserve it.
And that's something that like Kyle will go ask, because I know I was asking, is like everybody talks about plug and charge and it's coming to more and more. And you ask them about it and they explain why it's not, because there's 30 different moving pieces. But it's like something that I really want to like that's just the way it should be. It just should be plug and charge everywhere. It shouldn't be like on this station, and it shouldn't be like if I use a plug and charge, I don't get a discount. Like that's just stupid.
Yep, totally agree. Well, thanks for all the insight. We're going to take everyone around the show, and it just sounds like every booth, like you were mentioning, something to stop at, something that's going to be interesting to what we cover on this channel, what you guys cover on your channel. And can't wait for more. So anyone who is watching and is not subscribed to Mach-E Vlog, it'll be down in the description. You got to do that.
So if we don't have 100,000 subscribers tomorrow,
this is a real problem.
They don't listen to you.
Then our viewers are doing us a disservice. Anyway, thank you guys, and it was really good to run into you.
All right, good to see you.
Guys, check it out. We're starting here at Echo Energetica, and look who we have. We have our good old friend Stu, who's been on the channel many times, a titan of the EV charging industry. You've been around for years in this space.
Yes.
And now you're going to show us what the heck is going on at Echo. Dude, this looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've been around in the EV space from one way or another since 2012. And most recently now starting to get Echo Energetica. It's a mouthful. I call it Eco. But Echo here, Echo is coming in starting this year. We have a team that was brought on mid last year. We have our first building in May 1st in Orange County, California, where I live and some of our other team members live. And we'll have a lab, we'll have our training center, we have a knock, we have incredible knock capabilities for service and reliability to be able to roll trucks and things like that. So we're putting together all of that now while we wait for our first product to deliver, which is this unit right here, the 180 all-in-one. We call it the Axon Easy, it's easy to install. It comes in a 60, 120, 180 variant. It comes with a PATER or a PAX or NIAX. Also has an ad screen run by Samsung Magic Info. And this will be delivering in around the July timeframe for the first set of products. I have about, say, 80 on order for stocking. We're going to be putting some units in labs across America with some of our partners that we've already been talking to. I'm very excited about this product. So in Europe, we have a very high reliability rate for CPOs, public charging. It's 98% plus. In fleet and behind the fence activities, it's about 99.7% plus of charger availability.
And one thing we should mention, Stu, is we've used so many of your chargers in Europe.
Yes.
With the Ionna network. Like those split systems, they're really cool,
yes.
super reliable. Those we've used a bunch, and
yep.
that's all you guys.
And the Ionna dispenser is repackaged, but it's the same dispenser you'll see on the other side of our booth. It's at 600, the liquid cooled dispenser with our own 360 tower. I think some of them might be a 400 tower as well that we have in Europe. And yeah, we have about 13,000 chargers in the ground in Europe. We're about 1,000 plus people out of Zielona, Poland. It's a beautiful facility with a dozen or more buildings. Very clean, very well organized. We have a separate software center with our own lab. We have our own anechoic chambers, our own EMI chambers, our own thermal testing chambers. So we do a lot of the in-house development. I think like 15% of our staff are R&D engineers.
Wow.
We have our own service center, our own with its own NOC. We have our own training center with classrooms, auditoriums, working equipment. So we're going to be scaling that down and bringing it over to the U.S. In Orange County. And who knows what the future holds? You know, this market's huge. Maybe we grow bigger. But for now, that first step will be bringing all of that in kind of a scaled down version and hopefully mimicking the success that we've had in Europe here in the U.S.
So the 180 all-in-one.
Yes.
This is, you know, I think going to be the launch product for you guys.
Correct,
here. Yeah. But we've also seen a lot of other charging hardware manufacturers coming out with higher power all-in-ones. Is that in the works?
We do. That's for next year. So if we go walk around the side over here, you can see some of our equipment, some of our dispensers.
Cool. Yep.
And so you can see it's a little bit blurry, but there we have the tower in the back. So that's a 360 tower.
Mm-hmm.
And that tower can be either derated down to 180 or paralleled up to 1440 with 6 outputs. So for a fleet application, you can have, for example, 6 30 kilowatt chargers overnight with a 180 capability during the day for opportunity chargers. Or if you really wanted to have high output, you could have 4 of these kicking out 1440 divided by 6. I think it's around 240 on average, with 60 kilowatts moving around as needed.
Right, so you have the 60 kilowatt granularity in terms of sharing power.
Correct.
Really nice looking dispensers. Let's show everyone these over here because they look great in person, dude. Really nice.
Yeah, and I love this color, this gunmetal black. Now, the cool thing is that we also have white as a standard color, so they can come in white. Or if we have customers that have a significant volume, say 50 to 100 plus, we can actually powder coat whatever color they want. So we have all sorts of colors over in Europe that people want, and we can do that here as well. Of course, we have wrapping and things like that. Now, this 2 dispensers are our non-liquid cooled dispensers. I like this a lot. So we have one that's very basic, no screen, no credit card reader, single-sided hose. Actually, for fleet applications, we can go up to 10 meters, which is about 30 feet, 29 feet. And then this one over here is a dual dispenser. So you can have NACs over here and CCS. You can do dual NACs, dual CCS. And you can have an ad screen, credit card reader. The cool thing about this though is it's configurable. So if you have a pull through on an island, you can actually take this holster and turn it around. You can have an ad screen on both sides, and you can have credit card reader and operational screen on both sides as well. So there's a lot of flexibility depending on your installation that you have, right? And some freedom there. And all of that will be configurable here in the US. So we'll be bringing in these parts, and if whatever our customers order, we can do the commissioning here in the US, ship them out on a per site basis.
And then we can step up to the big boy dispenser.
Yeah, this guy. I love this
just
guy.
to clarify, these are like 400 amp continuous 500 boosts.
Correct.
Do you know how long the boost is typically?
So it's not a duration of time, it's thermally regulated.
That's the way to do it.
Right.
We'd love to hear it.
Yes. And so, because you don't want to game it and fry it, right?
That's right.
And so on a typical charge, you're looking at about 15 minutes.
Which most cars work fine for that. But if you want big boy continuous power, you got to go liquid cooled.
Correct. And so this is a 500 amp continuous, 600 amp boost. Same about 15 minutes or so. But if you're looking at this from most vehicles, you're looking at your 500 times 400 volts, your 200 kilowatt. And then if you have a higher voltage vehicle, then it can really scream. So this thing theoretically capable of 600 kilowatts, 1,000 volts off of the tower, 600 amps, 600 kilowatts. Now, can any vehicles take that? Yeah, I mean,
Not really,
950 volts is kind of the highest you get, and then you're screaming along at 15 minutes. You're almost done with your battery charge. So it really depends on what the vehicle's want. If you look at our graphs on our service app, which I have access to, you can see the availability of the power and then what the vehicles actually want. So you'll often see 360 available, but then it's only pulling like 90 or something.
Sure,
right?
yeah. The charging infrastructure typically, especially in Europe, can output way more energy than the cars
Which
can
is
take.
why we have up to 6 outputs.
Yeah.
Right. So if you have, for example, even a 720 configuration with 6 outputs, right? Okay, you're averaging 120 a piece, but really, if you look at the charge curves, the average is less than 120. So you might have a couple of cars peaking above that, but once they get below that and they're below 60, kind of at the last end of their card, it'll free up these blocks, right? And if you have a slot empty, then that 120, you have 2 blocks of 60 can be freed up for other vehicles. So in terms of asset utilization and being able to maximize the amount of charging you have for the grid power at the site, I really like our system. And I think it'll prove valuable coming up. And but this is deliverable all in Q1 of next year.
So very soon.
Very soon. So Q1 of next year. And then we have one in the same form factor as the 180 all-in-one. We have a 400 kilowatt all-in-one delivering in second half of next year. So mid to second half of next year. And that one will have our own in-house power modules made in Poland. And so we are very, very much looking forward to that. We're developing those. We have a line set up in Europe right now. So they're doing all of the design for manufacturing at the moment. They're going to be rolling that out in Europe with our own European products this year. And then once we go through the design cycle for the 400 here in the US, they'll incorporate those. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Yeah, well, huge congratulations on all the progress bringing this over to the US. It's a name that probably people aren't super familiar with right now in our market, but I've used the chargers hundreds of times on Ionity, so I feel pretty confident about it. It's why we're starting over here with you, and I'm really excited to at least see the rollout of this.
And we're with Orlen and a bunch of other networks in Europe. We have almost every major bus depot as well. Our first serial number, 001, we installed in 2012. Still works in a bus depot in Krakow.
Amazing.
And so yeah, a little tiny 25 kilowatt charger. Still works, almost 15 years later. So I think we have a good future here. We have a plan to, I think we're at 8 people here at the moment. By the end of this year, we'll be almost 20.
Wow.
And next year's hiring plan brings us up to about 40. And so most of that being service, support, program management, product management, those types of things. So we are very much just kind of rolling in a very methodical, planned out method so that we're here to stay. And I think
love to see it. We will be following. We'll be doing more videos with you and Echo in the future. Products look great. Can't wait to charge on it in the US soon, maybe. We'll see.
We'll have our lab in May. And so they're going to have out couple of installs we're working on right now that will probably be in the July to August timeframe once we get our equipment.
So before the end of the year, we can charge on this.
I believe so.
Yeah, can't wait. Thanks, Stu. Appreciate it. All right, guys, you joined me at the show. Time to go explore. We're going to start in the back corner after the Echo tour that we just did. We're going to see what the heck is going on. So coming by here, I can see this Charge X interesting dispenser for a level 2 unit. Haven't seen it before. Looks like they have RFID built in. Tap anywhere to start. Interesting, nice display. Looks good. J1772 connection. They are, it seems like a back end, front end, a lot of companies, of course, doing charging related topics here. And so here we have electric school bus charging. This is American Jobs Alliance, which is actually where my buddy Max, who's on this channel, he's here visiting with American EV Jobs Alliance and evpolitics.org. Interesting stuff. So let's, always support Max, see what he's up to. I think that could be pretty cool. We've got some EV safety equipment, so love to see that. Definitely want to talk to these guys about maybe getting hooked up with things at the hub, because we have a bunch of electric cars parked at the hub that honestly, it probably shouldn't freak me out, but some of the old stuff that we have, I do worry about a fire risk, and I want to make sure we are totally protected. So here we have Power Vance Innovation by Milbank. Maybe switchgear, power electronics cabinets, not exactly sure, but that is a beautiful piece of hardware right there. And wow, super duper cool. Here we've got some interesting lighting and pole mounting solutions. So we have like a Starlink, a router, Tesla wall connector, other EVSEs that can all mount on this pole, which is super cool. So definitely interesting mounting solutions. The whole point of this show is just like wild things going on. And I'm not exactly sure 100% what this is, but an indoor 30 kilowatt charger runs on 208 or 240 single phase or 3-phase. That's super cool. Rolls on wheels. I have a similar unit from like my little Autel unit that does it, and this is all Power Innovations something. Very nice to see that. PII. Man, so much going on here. You can see here's Liv, who was just on the channel before, over at the BTC Power booth. She's checking out some of these things. Look at that. They got the NAX connectors right there. So we've got a level 2, the old school level 2 Max. Man, these things, I'm surprised they're still in production. They look so ancient, but look, they work. You see them out in the wild, and you can see it's got the new NIAX on there as well. They just are ancient relics, but still kicking along just fine. The new BTC Power stuff looking pretty good. Definitely should go visit those guys. We've had some issues with their reliability in the past, but they seem to have gotten their stuff together and things are improving. Again, we have connector manufacturers over here. So this is TI lane. They have adapters, GBT, CHAdeMO stuff. It's just so many different things going on in the EV sphere. And we're going to stop in at a few friends along the way and, you know, chat and do some in-depth tours where it makes sense, like we did with Echo over there. And this is Switch. They make some really cool EVSEs, and I say that because they're actually getting extremely popular. I've seen these at a bunch of spots, especially in Michigan and around really a bunch of places. So this is some of their new looking equipment. They do some internal stuff as well. It's all about smart EV charging. Definitely worth probably an episode with them at some point in the future as well. Coming over this way, you can see we have iSpecs. We've featured them before, but they have some mobile charging equipment, some other cool things. This is like what their hubs look like over in other markets. You can see the mobile chargers and the physical chargers. That is always pretty cool. And these guys are always at shows, but I don't think I've ever seen some of their hardware involved yet or installed anywhere else. Some of you guys who watch this channel will, of course, find ChemPower to be familiar. Some of the most robust, high-quality charging really on the market at all. They have everything from their mobile power solutions right here. This is a mobile 50 kilowatt unit, which is super cool. They have their satellite dispensers that go over. We've done a bunch of videos with ChemPower. I was just over at their factory not long ago. It was super cool to see these guys. Always love to check out what they have going on with CCS connections and the really cool spring cable management. So absolutely awesome. And can't say enough good things about ChemPower, one of my favorite charging companies out there. So really, really cool to see them for sure. And running down through here, we've got just a bunch of other small companies, Top Gun Charging. We've showed them in other videos before. Some things are white label, some things are not. Amp Control is pretty cool. Hey guys, do you want to tell us about Amp Control? Okay, really quick. We got like 30 seconds. Here, let me.
2 years now.
Oh, thank you so much.
I have been following you.
Oh, thank you. Who wants to talk? You want to go? Okay, here you go. Just hold that close to your mouth and give us the 30-second of Amp Control.
Put this one right in front of you.
Yeah.
Hey, we have Amp Control. We work with fleet operators around the globe. We work with companies like Referral, which you know pretty well as well.
Yeah.
We do the load management, the uptime management for the charging infrastructure.
Really? That's so cool. It's all the software.
Exactly. And it's the third time you're at EV Charging Summit. It's a great event.
Amazing. So you can basically, with those Revel sites, you have 10, 20, 30 different DC dispensers, and you have obviously a limited grid connection. You can dynamically derate with your software.
Correct. We have a cloud software to do the load management. We also have an on-site controller where we can integrate batteries, solar, and solar for even more complicated sites.
Amazing. Well, we're going to be working on building our own DC charging site in Colorado, and we are going to be power limited. And so maybe we can integrate Amp Control with our chargers.
Do this, and then we do another video and say how good it was.
Okay, we could definitely do that if it works. If we blow up the transformer, maybe not so good.
If not.
Well, thanks so much for the time.
Thank
what
you.
was your name?
Joachim.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm not
so
going to try to pronounce it, but really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Seal that back.
No, seriously, that's so funny because we actually watched.
Well, super fun just to run into these guys at Amp Control. Absolutely love it. This is a company called InJet, and they have everything from level 2 charging all the way up to DC fast charging up to 240 kilowatts. Over here we have Nidec. Now this is a company I'm somewhat familiar with. A friend of mine used to work here when they were thinking about getting into the EV charging game. And this is, I guess, what came with it, a 360 kilowatt all-in-one big boy. And I think this is kind of going to fill a need in the market space with, you know, some of the really big sites probably going with distributed split systems, so you can do power sharing and maximize your grid connection. You can put, you know, at highway off-ramp, for example, type charging locations. Man, I love the data they give you from this too. Current, voltage, everything you'd want to see right there. That's awesome. I really think the big boy all-in-one cabinets serve a really nice need, and very interesting cable management. Never seen anything like this before. Not sure how it would handle from a robustness standpoint. Looks maybe okay, just never seen it done that way before. Could be interesting to check out. But anyway, that's the Nidec charger, the Direct Power PS. I really am just vaguely familiar with the early days of this project. Really glad to see it here on display. And man, never seen cable management like that. Man, that could be great or terrible. I'm not sure, but we're moving on. So let's see. We're back over kind of from where we started, from Echo Energetica. I want to show you guys this stuff, which is really cool. But there's a bunch of EV charging solutions. We have EVJect. This is a really cool technology that, you know, once it goes through safety certification and everything, you can essentially have a breakaway adapter, so you can be charging and then there could be an emergency and then you pull away. Really sorry to interrupt, but it's a really cool idea. And I have one that I keep in my car. If you're ever charging in a sketchy neighborhood, always a good idea. I always monitor the temperatures on it though. So yep, there you go. Breakaways just like that. And yep, definitely a cool piece of technology. Hello. Running through, coming to look at some Renova chargers. These things are cool. Actually ran into one of our viewers from China who works for this company and watched all of our Chinese videos and loved it. So that was super cool. Hey, dude, do you want to tell us about the chargers?
Yes.
Here, let me hand you a mic. Hold on. Let me drop this real quick. EVJect hooked it up with one. What was your name again?
Yeah, Eric.
Eric.
Yes.
Do you want to hold this?
Yes.
What is Renova, Eric?
Yeah, Renova actually is we based in Shenzhen. Yeah, we also CPO in China since 2010.
Yeah.
Now in China, yeah, we have around we managed or operated around 260,000 charging
No way.
ports. Yeah, in
So
China.
not only do you manufacture them, you're also the charge point operator running the chargers.
Yes. Also for the overseas markets, yeah, we we provide hardware at the same time. We also provide the software charging platform.
So you're
for
software, white label, CPO, and manufacturer.
Yes, yeah, you're right. Yes, yeah.
Amazing.
So also we are hoping now we have the branch office at Los Angeles, and also we have local partners, yeah, to serve our local customers. Yeah.
Wow.
We hope we will get a good business in 2025. Yeah. Also, we see high potential in US markets.
It's early days here. I mean, you can see. I mean, you know from Shenzhen, obviously where you live, but like in China, there's chargers everywhere.
Yes,
and
yeah.
Here, it's not there yet.
Yes, but as I know now, you see, compared with EU markets, lots of the commercial center and parking spaces. They have lots of hotel. Yeah, they have lots of the chargers.
Yeah.
But in US, you seldom see this.
So I wish you the best of luck. And all the success.
So we see a lot of chance. Yeah, in the next 5 or 10 years. But also good news that we also heard the news that the Walmart. Yeah, also started build their own charging network.
Yeah.
They said they can provided Walmart have lots of stores across the US. So it's quite easy to store the EV chargers.
Yeah, so maybe you can get the Walmart deal.
Which I'm best to do. Yes,
that'd be cool.
Yes.
Well, Eric, thank you so much. Sorry to just throw the mic in your face.
Okay.
It's cool to see you guys. Cool to see the chargers, and I definitely can't wait to charge on one day.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. See you soon.
Yeah, see you Shenzhen.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, going the wrong way.
Yes, okay.
All right, guys, we got to work on stop getting distracted over here, going back past the ChemPower booth, but we're heading this way this time. Some nice little hangout spots, little meeting areas that they have here at the Expo. We're actually in Las Vegas. I don't know if I've mentioned it at, can't remember, not the convention center, some casino, Westgate, Wingate, not sure, can't remember. But you can see just lots of cool companies all providing their take on electrification, whether it's for fleet electrification, whether it's for software control, whether it's for public charging, whether it's for bollards. We're going to run by a company where they literally just make the bollards to protect the chargers. They're here, which makes sense, I guess. And it's so cool to see the hustle and bustle, and also great to see how many viewers we have here that are watching the content and adjusting their products based off of what we're doing. You can see more just DC chargers. You know, there is that general look of like a white label AC and DC charger that kind of all looks roughly the same. You can see there's resellers, installers, everything going on here. Each one has their own area, their own take. This is Joule charging, by the way, over here. We've used their chargers in Naples, Florida, right near my parents' place, and they have a battery integrated unit. I made a whole video with it on this channel years ago. It wasn't working at the time, but it is working now, so perhaps we have to go back and update it and take a look to see what that is all about. So again, just a bunch of different charging companies all through here. And the only reason I'm going super fast is because we're running out of time before the show closes. And I came last minute just to check everything out. So this is really interesting. You can see here, this is a cable shield. Maybe we can talk to these guys because cable theft has been something I've been interested in. So yeah, let's talk to these guys and see what the heck's going on. Hey, David, how's it going, sir?
Hey, Kyle, I'm doing well, thanks.
Hey, so I've seen something like this. Maybe it's the same thing at a Tesla site before, where that's sort of filled with high-pressure ink, where if there's a cable thief out there that wants to cut the cables, they get splattered like that. Is that the same technology here?
Yeah, that was. We were out at the Tesla site in early February and installed this. What you're referring to is the Die Defender, which it's actually an add-on product to the EV cable shield, which is two types of hardened steel that run the length of the cable. The idea there is that there's no one cutting tool that's good at cutting both types of steel. So it's a really tough cutting barrier. We also have the Die Defender add-on, which again, if someone tries to cut that, they get sprayed with a blue dye, and it's really just another layer of psychological deterrence to make these guys just go away. Yeah,
absolutely love that. And so obviously this can be retrofitted to any cable, I imagine.
Yeah, by design, it's made to be a retrofit solution. So we've deployed and installed a couple of hundred of these to date on mostly units that are already in the field. Yeah, we make a couple different sizes to accommodate different cable lengths, both level 2 and level 3 cable diameters. And yeah, just kind of a universal solution for any of the charging equipment out there.
And what would you say the approximate cost for one cable protection would be?
Yeah, for in the level 3 side of things, about $400 per cable to get it protected. Level 2,
way less than a cable for the viewers.
Yeah, I mean they can be. We've heard things up $12,000 to replace a level 3 cable. Not to mention the downtime and the lost revenue and the frustration for everyone involved. So yeah, it's a big problem, and we're hoping to be a small part, at least, of the solution to keep these things online.
Well, I love it. I've been thinking about cable theft a lot for years on what are the solutions to prevent this. Mm-hmm. And we have a couple of our own DC chargers that we just make, were sent to us for videos and stuff, but still don't want the cable stolen off of them. So this is something maybe we should consider installing at, for example, our Excharge at the office would be really cool to have this. So viewers, comment below if you think we should install this on our chargers just to see how well it works, how it impacts usability. And yeah, just a great idea. Really cool tech. Nice work. Thanks, David.
Thanks, Kyle.
Guys, this is Daniel. He came over to say, hey, Daniel's going to show us what he's got going on over here.
Love the out of spec.
Thank you.
It's been extremely informative for me. So we focus on products that support uptime. All right, primarily for level 2 stations, which of course there's a lot more of than level 3.
Yep.
So our bread and butter is lightning protection. All right. Cool. So protect the power panel so that any kind of lightning activity coming off the grid is not going to zap your microelectronics. All right.
Love to see that.
We have both in cabinet, exterior cabinet solutions for our lightning protection, and some of the other things that we're selling are replacement charging cables. Right. So the big thing for us is we stock our products. So we want to focus on those situations where stations down. All right. And of course, with the uptime requirements being rolled in, we have these heavily stocked in a central warehouse in Dallas, Texas. So we can ship same day, basically anywhere in the country.
Amazing.
Get it out to the electrician, get the site back up and running.
In Dallas?
So we are very distributed. I'm actually located in beautiful Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Oh, cool.
But our warehouse is located in Louisville, just outside of Dallas.
Nice, sweet.
Yeah.
So this is really, it's fairly universal replacements for these types of connectors.
Exactly. I mean, we're basically selling it just with a tail end, right? So it's agnostic for any OEM. Right now we have J1772. We'll be adding CCS1 and NACS within the next year.
Amazing. Well, thanks so much for grabbing me and showing me this.
Absolutely.
I would have never known to stop in. So this is super cool. Maybe you can even send us a replacement cable. We'll replace a broken one that I have at the office.
You got it.
That would be a cool thing.
I love you.
Yeah, thanks, Daniel.
Let me put this.
Appreciate it.
And can I scan your badge?
Yeah,
Is that okay?
of course. All right, so the show is winding down. We've got to roll through. We're in just part one of part two, but I want to show you guys the Splitvolt situation that's going on over there. And man, we've got like cellular connectivity things because, of course, chargers need to be connected. Lots of installers, lots of resellers. Isuzu has their electric truck outside, which is super cool. I even forgot to show you the electric recharging truck outside, which is super cool. It's like a diesel generator in the back of a medium or heavy duty truck. This is always so cool to see the EVSE ones. These are kind of retractable charging units where the cable management actually goes inside, so there's less risk of anything. Maybe we can talk to these guys because I think they're from Connecticut. Am I right in thinking that? Let's go talk to them. All right, guys, we've got Sean over here. They are from Connecticut, from Enfield, which is why I used to see these things around when I used to live up over there. So, hey,
Nice.
Sean,
Hey.
what you got going on here?
Yeah, so what we have is a EV level 2 charger that's auto coil back into the unit. It's fairly easy. You scan your QR code. And we actually don't have back office, but use a back office. Initiates a charge. Cord drops down to a set length. The user actually plugs it, hits the button, drives out the cord.
So cool.
Perfect. Yeah, so when they actually initiate a charge, we have a little simulator here that actually initiates the car, plugs in, comes out, and the cord retracts back into the charger.
Absolutely love it. So I've seen these around for years now. When did you come up with this design? How long has it been in production for?
So I will say we actually probably came up with the design, it was about 2015 or 2009.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
so 2009, the owner of the company actually designed it, in 2009.
Don't change it if it's not broken.
Yeah, no, correct, it works. Yeah, I mean, we went over, different generations of chargers, but came out to the perfect solution.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I love it. I'm a huge fan. Cable management, cable theft has been a real topic in our channel recently. This is one great solution. And congrats on still
Thank
taking it
you.
around. Love to see Connecticut companies rocking. So love it. Thanks, dude.
Yeah,
Well,
no worries.
super cool to go there. Lacey's going to shoot her thing with those guys, which will be really fun. And we've got to roll to see the other side of this show. So I'm going to boogie on this way. Volostar has some things on display. First time I'm personally hearing of it. Not sure if it's, again, a white label, a branding thing. Not 100% sure, but we've got just, interesting situations over here. These guys asked me to come over to film their booth. Let's hit them up real quick and talk about the bollards and posts and safety for charging. Guys, this is Malia. Welcome to the channel. You're going to show us what the heck you guys brought over here. I just met some of your colleagues. They're like, we got to come check you guys out. So what do you have going on?
First of all, we are the coolest company at this trade show. We got these cool jackets.
Love it.
We do bollards and pedestals. What does that mean? This is the EV Charging Summit. So all EV chargers need to be protected. We are safety product company. So one of our main products are bollards. And what a bollard is right over here, we've showcased that we protect the pedestal. What is the pedestal for? The pedestal is for an EV charger. What sets us apart? Sets us apart is that our bollards are actually customizable. Not only do we customize the colors, we customize also your logo can be placed on this as well. So as you see, our company is Fort Max, and our colors are black and orange. So we have our, this is our customized bollard. If you have a company, you can do the exact same thing. Your colors, your logo, literally you're spending money. You may as well get free advertisement at the same time for it. Over here are some other options that we have. And here are stainless steel. These are our beautiful, beautiful bollards. We don't have all of our products here, obviously, on our website. We have all the other options. We brought what we can to the trade show. Now, over here, when I'm talking about customization for the pedestals, it's not only that you have your logo, okay? The entire thing is customizable. The holes are customizable. whoever is watching this, you may be familiar that EV chargers are all different. So some may have 5 holes, some may have 12 holes, and they need to be placed in certain locations. So what we do is, where we come in is we get your specs, and we go and we customize all the holes specifically for you. Plus your logo and your colors. So that's really what we do. If you have any specific questions for me, I mean, hit me up. Let's go. What do you got for me?
No, love it. I think that's a perfect presentation, better than anyone we've seen at the show almost so far.
Are you serious?
Props to you, that was freaking awesome.
Wow.
And who knew bollards could be so interesting?
By the way, we're making
chargers. They're cool. Yeah.
By the way, we're making bollards cool again.
I love it.
That's what we're doing. And you want to see the back of my jacket?
There
so
you go.
You want to read it to your audience?
Yeah, you have a charger. All you have to do is press there.
Tap here. Yep.
Tap there.
There we
Okay.
go. We also had a really fun game today. So you see all these rings. We did a ring toss because we wanted to make our booth all fun. So we actually were giving out jackets. We'll get you one. We'll hook you up with a jacket.
Thank you.
And if you got the ring on the bollard, then you get a jacket. So it's been a really fun show. We're also giving out bucket hats.
Love it. Yeah, you guys made maybe what seemingly would be the least interesting thing actually kind of fun and interesting. So
100%.
props to you guys.
Yep,
That's awesome.
that's what we do.
All right, well, shout out Malia, right?
Malia from Fort Max.
Love it. Thanks so much. Appreciate
Thank
the
you.
tour.
Thank you.
Guys, I've swung by the Splitvolt booth. You've heard me talk about them before. It's a super cool tech. We've got, what was your name again?
Dan Liddell.
Dan, thanks so much for taking the time. Tell us what the heck you guys do.
Well, Splitvolt is here to help enable the adoption of electric vehicles. So we want to make it easy for regular folks to use electric vehicles. So one of the first things we rolled out was an innovative product called the splitter switch.
Yeah.
So the category lets you
legendary in the market.
It is. It's yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. We've been working on that. We've been selling it for about 5 years. Tens of thousands of customers across North America. They really like it. So we appreciate the feedback. But really, what it does is it lets people automatically and safely share an existing dryer circuit.
Yeah, so you've got your one input with 2 outputs.
That's right. And
Love
it senses and switches power. So you use your dryer normally, and it knows when the dryer's running, and it will pause EV charging. But then it will turn the charging back on when the dryer's done. So you use your existing dryer circuit. Saves a lot of money and time, and it's very safe. It's got an internal circuit breaker, which is critical to a product like this because it makes sure that you can't overdraw the circuit in your home, and it stays within the NEC code charging limit. So it's protected that way. It's got a display that shows you everything that's happening, your amperage, your volts, and your temperature. And then it's got a flexible cord so that you can orient the unit where you can see it easily. And also, so that's safe orientation. So that's our splitter switch. And so that's one of our products. We've added mobile chargers as well.
Okay, this is new for me. I haven't seen this yet. Love the J3400, the NAX connector on this as well.
Yeah. So we've had a static charger. Now we have an adjustable, so it can adjust power from 8 amps all the way up to 40 amps.
Nice, love it. Mobile with 40 amps. Those are rare.
And then on top of that, we added a delay feature so that if you want to just charge when it's cheaper, you just hit the button and it will charge after, say, midnight if that's the cheapest rate for folks. So it saves them a lot of money. And so we've also got this version in a J1772 handle. We've been selling those for years too. So lots of satisfied customers with the mobile.
Very cool.
Today at this, yesterday at this show, we announced and launched a whole new product line for us. And this is our movement not only into residential, but beyond and into commercial. So this particular device, I'll come around here, is our wall charging station, and it's full OCPP compatible. But basically for residential users, it lets you charge up to 50 amps. It's got all the scheduled charging capabilities you'd want. It's got access, it's got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, all of that, and it's indoor, outdoor. So this is a great product, and it can be used in commercial settings too. You can daisy chain the units together. So there's more to say on that, but this is a new product we're very excited about.
Amazing. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to show us all this, and wish you the best of success. This was such an innovative product when it came out, and I was always a fan, and cool to see you guys still kicking.
Thanks so much, Kyle. Really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Hey guys, welcome to EVCharge, right?
Hi. Yeah. Hi, my name is Carlos. I'm from EVCharge. So over here we have a mobile power station. It's 100 kilowatt.
Dude.
Thank you. It's 100 kilowatt hour in battery, 22 kilowatts in inversion. So it's fully customizable. We put it on tracks instead of wheels, so you can go on any terrain.
That is so cool.
We use it a lot in disaster relief zones, a lot of construction zones, and a lot of agricultural zones as well. We have a hinge in the back so you can tow with it. You can tow up to 8,000 pounds with it.
Hell yeah.
And you can charge it a bunch of different ways. We can throw direct... Let me open this for you. We can charge it directly from DC solar.
Oh, cool.
We can charge it from an AC, basically straight from the grid. Any 120, 240, any single phase will suffice. And it's fully customizable. So the cool thing about it is the top, you can put a bunch of different attachments to it. The most common one is basically just a light pole.
Okay.
But I've worked with some agricultural fields where they, spray a bunch of like pesticides and water, irrigation stuff, that sort of jazz. So it's pretty cool.
So it's 100 kilowatt hour?
100 kilowatt hour,
You can
correct.
obviously stack them, so you can do 200 kilowatt hour?
Correct.
Yeah.
So, I mean, normally we would do another unit because you can't, it's pretty full in there.
Yeah, sure.
When it comes to the battery
So
bay.
maybe just get another one.
What
How much are they?
I can customize, so they go for about 39 grand.
That's really not bad, dude.
Yeah, it's not
That's
bad.
pretty crazy, actually. I thought it would be 139 grand. So it's under $40,000.
Correct.
For a
Just under
100 kilowatt hour
Correct.
battery, not with
Correct.
the tracks. The tracks have got to be extra.
No.
Really?
It's all for the whole unit is 39 grand.
Oh my God, I might need to get one of these things. This is sick.
Thank you,
Okay,
thank you.
really, congratulations. That's a cool product. And how do people find you? I have never heard of it. So how do you find you?
EVNcharge.com.
EV
It's my EVN charge. So
EVNcharge.com. Got it. Okay, cool. Well, thanks, Carlos. Really
Thank you,
appreciate
Kyle.
it.
Thank
We are now transiting over to the other section of the show. I have not been down on this side yet. So for me, this is going to be a first. Man, that freaking battery on tracks was sick. How cool was that thing? We're here to visit an old friend, StarCharge. Absolutely love StarCharge. They've been a huge supporter of Out of Spec for a really long time. Bunch of their own stuff. I think we've filmed mostly everything that they have here on display, which is always, a treat to see them still kicking and working it. ABB e-mobility has been a long time staple in the EV charging business. This is their new line of products. This is the new 50 kilowatt unit that has their new UI and display on here, which looks absolutely great. Their A400 over there, which is great. I have a full tour on that unit there. This is just a toned down version, all in one 50 kilowatt touchscreen, super nice. You can see NAC, CCS, ABB, again, one of the real OGs in the EV charging space. This thing's looking great. Can't wait to charge it, charge with it out in the public. It's going to be super cool. But I think we all kind of get the idea. The A400 super sick with the cool, liquid cooling in the actual handle of the cable, but not actually in the other stuff. In the rest of the cable. Oh my gosh, my friends from Excharge are here. What's up? So this is like Gen 2. Hold on, let me get you a mic, Alex. Here you go. Okay, Alex, so this is like Gen 2 of what we have at the office?
Yeah, so we, what you guys have at the office is really the advent of this type of technology for us and what we're focused on. We took everything we learned from the Net Zero Series platform and really designed it for North America. So this is what we call GridLink.
Dude, the screen's like bigger than anything I've ever seen. That's insane.
10-meter steel drop test, so that bad boy won't break.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm not going to do a Tesla base probably. I'm pretty confident on that one.
So, dude, this is cool too. Look at all this.
Are you ready for this one?
Okay, I don't know.
Newly launched VPOS feature includes, which you're going to have live on your units as well, but shows up here. You can scan that. That'll show up a mock session, effectively just for the demo unit itself here. But we've integrated Stripe. You now can pay via QR code.
Actually, not only is it coming to our unit, I have it.
You already have it. You already have it on you. I knew it. I was hoping it was on there by the time you came to this event.
Yes, it is. So we have the QR thing on there. Dude, so many charging companies can't do that.
Nope. Just out of the box. And as a hardware manufacturer, we want to give people the ability to equip whatever technology possible on site, direct out of the box.
Dude,
and
the graphics, holy smokes, this is
full information. Check this out.
So what are we exchanging ours for? I'm just joking.
So check this out. We got Charge Curve that you can load up on there as well.
Dude, now we're talking. And I can say
Full
from
touch
experience,
screen.
like these things rock. So from a battery standpoint and chargers, is it the same?
Batteries actually are now our own manufactured batteries.
Oh, really?
We create our own technology. It's a 215 kilowatt hour system, flexible up to 430. So a little bit of a decrease in the actual capacity that you're working with. Same internal
a little
mechanics.
bit, like less than 1%.
It's negligible unless you're charging the Silverado, right?
Yeah, sure.
But even then, we saw.
We stress tested it with the Silverado.
What's worth noting is the initial version that we have out on market right now is our air-cooled version. Same internal mechanisms as what we have on the NZS that you have on site.
Yep.
Up to 194 kilowatts out when you're taking both the grid connection and the battery connection. So you have your DC-DC modules that you're working from.
Yep.
We have a liquid-cooled version, which liquid-cooled in reference to the power modules.
Yep.
That's in development. They're going to feature 60 kilowatt AC-DC modules.
Oh, wow.
So a lot more grid connection, higher retake rate, higher discharge rate, more possibility in terms of 300 kilowatt output.
Right, and that's when you have the grid connection, but you also want it.
Exactly.
But like what we had to do for ours is we had a really limited grid connection, and this was really one of the very few products on sale that worked with the integration of the battery.
I love using that. I talk about that one all the time, especially just being able to installed on level 2 conduit
we
sizes.
replaced a level 2
It's
charger
insane.
with a 180 kilowatt DC charger.
It's
in our
crazy.
case. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
So congrats on this product.
Thank you.
I'm so glad I got to see it in person.
I am too. I've been waiting. I've been waiting for you to see it.
It's
I think
sick.
also the cable management. I mean, there's just so many
you
things
and I
that we've
both
talked
know
about.
the cable management on ours sucks. This is so much better.
And this is what we're going towards. And so we
is so
actually, the
nice.
same cable management, we're in process of some other improvements, which we'll release in the near future. But
okay, can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah, definitely more to talk about. We're going to have this unit. We have a few that just are going live in Canada. We made a press release on Tuesday about those going live or getting just delivered to customer.
Congrats.
Got another one going up at our HQ. We're going to replace the Net Zero series we have there.
Yep.
So once we have that live, we'd love to get you in person,
Yeah,
check
I'd like
it out.
to come and charge on this and just try it out.
Yep.
And any excuse to come down to Texas is cool with me. I always down there.
We love it. We definitely love
all right. Well, thanks, Alex.
Yeah, of
Appreciate
course.
it. Congrats.
Of course.
It's sick.
Keep on hustling around. Here's your mic.
I'm gonna
back.
keep asking for an upgrade now. We need to get the new one. Okay. See you guys. Thanks so much. All right, that was fun and super cool. Love those guys. Always cool to see fun new charging. Zorova is another huge name in the EV charging business. We've seen them. We've done a full tour with them, showing a lot of their products, and yeah, they're still kicking around. They seem to be having a very stable team, good people. Nothing but best of luck to these guys. Seems really cool. I don't think there's anything particularly exciting to show at the show. We've shown you all of the individual all-in-ones and stuff that they have going on over here. This is something called CK Chargetronics, and to be honest, I'm not familiar, and maybe I should be, but they have like the sort of highlight section at the show. You can see they have blink labeling on some of their products as well. Looks like AC and DC charging, maybe for fleet applications, screens with QR codes, very interesting. And again, I'm doing a very abbreviated tour. Normally, I'd like to spend time and going through everything. Here's Lincoln Electric. We just filmed a video with one of these this week at our town in Fort Collins. They have one with just a single CCS output with their 150 kilowatt split system. It's a really great, hardy unit. And this one, now they have their NAX cable on there, so it's great to be able to see the dual output version. Big fan of what Lincoln Electric is doing. Big push in American manufacturing, and coming from a welding background similar to Chem Power. I really want to do more with these guys. I really have a good feeling that this could be all right. Switching over from Lincoln Electric, you can see Niax is here. This is one of the most popular payment terminals. I would say actually not with the best reputation for like credit card readers and stuff, always being broken. And but I've heard some good things recently. I've heard they've changed around some of their quality, their weatherproofing, their back-end services might be getting really better. And I think that's just wonderful to see. So you can see here some pricing on some chargers, really for the first time at the show that we've been able to show some pricing on stuff, but this is really cheap. Again, not sure I would 100% recommend this equipment for my use case, but 240 kilowatt charger for 37 grand. I mean, that just seems unbelievably cheap compared to some of the price that I've seen before. Hey there, nice to see you. Yeah. Okay, 1300. All right, we've got some requests to go places. I don't know if we'll make it in time, but yeah, man, those chargers were freaking cheap. Not much going on back here. Again, the show is kind of winding down a little bit. Definitely want to come over here and talk to these guys because a lot of the viewers might be interested in joining and getting a job in the EV space, and these guys know all about it. So John, maybe you can tell us about it.
Sure, absolutely. So my brother and I, who brother just stepped away, we started in 2018, specifically EV focused recruiting. And as of last year and a half, 2 years, we rolled out EV Careers, kind of twofold. One, to help offer a solution to employers, a flexible pricing tier for employers. Two, the other part of that is the job seeker. So it's only EV related jobs. So if you're looking for EV related positions, EV Careers is a great resource for that. We have thousands of EV specific positions on there. It's free to set up a profile, free to apply. And we also do profile highlights on our LinkedIn page. So you could reach out to us on our LinkedIn if you are looking for a job. We give two options. You can make it known publicly. Also, we do an anonymous one. So if you don't want your boss to know, you can send us an anonymous profile. We'll post that on our LinkedIn page and hopefully make some connections there. But at the end of the day, we're bringing employers together with job seekers.
Amazing. Well, congratulations on this. I think it's going to help a lot of people. Hopefully our viewers can be exposed to what you guys are doing, because we get questions all the time. How do we get in the biz? Well, this is the answer right here. So I'm going to steal the mic back. John, thank you so much. Appreciate it. We'll see you soon. All right, let's keep rocking. We've got more stuff going on. Again, a lot of things closing down around here at the moment, but we're going to try and rip through as much as we can. Ningbo, EV New Energy Technology Company. I was just in Ningbo. It's one of my favorite cities in China that I got to visit. So that was really cool to be able to go there. And we've got more that we need to see. So we've done this whole side over here, got to see Zorova, got to see Lincoln Electric, so many charging manufacturers coming. Again, I say this every year whenever we do one of these tours, it's so hard to know who's going to stay, who's going to leave, who's going to survive. Again, thank you to everyone who came up to say hey today, who watches the channel. Really appreciate that. That was super cool. I saw race cars over here. Wanted to check it out. Interesting from a conduit perspective over here. Man, there's so much I want to dig into with just such little time. So let's just run up and down all these aisles right here and take a look. Here we have the mobility house. These guys are awesome. Sort of smart charging back end stuff. What's up, dude? And yeah, shout out to them. I think, isn't Herbert Diess on their board for the ex-Volkswagen CEO? And we've got our friends over here at Autel. Love Autel, one of my favorite charging manufacturers. This is my baby right here. I use this thing all the time at our office. We've got the all-in-one 240 kilowatt. We've got AC charging. We've got a sick motorcycle here. My buddy Dan over here, I haven't even said hey to him yet. 19.2 kilowatt with a payment system. We're going to have a whole video coming on their split payment systems. We've got dual 19.2 kilowatt, dual 80 amp on a post. As usual, this is what we're putting in at the office within just a couple of weeks. So very excited to see all of this stuff, but just a huge Autel fan. I love the software integration. They do it right. The chargers are rock solid. I know that because I beat the crap out of mine all the time, and they are just absolutely rocking. So shout out to Dan. He came on the I-90 surge with us. Just an awesome dude. And I got to go over and say, hey, I just didn't want to interrupt his meeting that he was having there. So many cool things. I got to come over here to visit our sponsor, Infy Power. Of course, we love these guys. I'm going to go say hey. They've been a long-time supporter of Out of Spec. So let's come up and say hey to Infy Power. But here's all the power modules, just like we have in our charger over here. So we'll say hi. And then, guys, I'm here with Yun Tian. He is from Infy Power. Like I mentioned, we love Infy Power. Long-time supporters of our channel. So we love these guys. I wanted to ask Yun Tian a little bit about just power modules in general, AC to DC, bi-directional, also part of this Buy America compliance. You're now manufacturing in America.
Yes.
So maybe you can tell us a little bit about what's going on with Infy Power.
Yeah, so, Infy Power, we started to do business in 2014. So, we want to develop for the US market. We made our modules in Milpeta's factory, so 30 kilowatts and 40 kilowatts module. Now we made in Milpeta's factory.
So all in America.
Yeah, all in America, made in America.
Yeah.
So we start from SMT assembly and do final assembly, so we can make 55% local purchase. Also, we use the US steel, so 100% meet the bubble policy.
Super cool. And we should also mention Infy Power is one of the world's largest power module providers.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that because they hear it at the beginning of the videos, but you guys do a ton of volume. I mean, you really are in so many chargers that we've seen today. You're actually what's powering them.
Thank
which is really cool. So what are all the things you have on display?
Here is also the bidirectional AC to DC module. So far, we have the 22 kilowatts and 30 kilowatts fan cooling bidirectional module.
Yes.
So this module used for vehicle to X, vehicle to grid, vehicle to home application for our chargers. Also, some battery energy storage system can use such a bidirectional module. So this module uses 4 silicon carbon components. Efficiency can reach 97.5.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So this is the same. I have the 22 kilowatt versions. I have 2 of those in my Excharge charger.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah. Here is the PCS module. It's 62.5 kilowatts. It's no isolation version. Efficiency can reach 95.8.
Oh wow.
98.5.
98.5.
Percentage. Yeah. Also we provide some liquid cooling module. We have
totally sealed. You can tell.
Yeah. You can see the water pipe on the back. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this would be for applications, hot weather, full load a lot.
Yes, especially for some liquid cooling hypercharger solution. We have the 600 kilowatts liquid cooling power cube. We can support 5 dispenser, total 10 connectors.
Yeah.
For some supercharger station.
Yeah.
And for the liquid cooling module, we have the AC to DC, DC to DC, bidirectional AC DC. So we can provide the full liquid cooling solution for AC input charger and the DC input charger. Also, we can do some bidirectional charger.
Amazing. I love it. I mean, the liquid cooling is so exciting. I can't wait to charge with that module. Are they loud? They must be quieter than the fans.
Yeah. It's very quiet. We use the passive liquid cooling solution for the power cube.
Yeah.
So just like the outdoor unit of air conditioner, so the fans run speed is quite slow. Noisy we can control, in the night 45 dB, in the daytime, 55 dB something.
Sure, amazing. Love to see it. And what do you have here?
Here is a 11 kilowatts 3-phase bidirectional module. So this one we use for some vehicle to grid charging solution, especially for the home, for residential application, also for some industry and commercial application, built for vehicle to grid bidirectional module.
Well, I can't thank you enough for the tour. I love that we get to work with Infy Power. I love that our charger is powered by Infy Power. And yeah, so cool to see you. This was really fun.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
We are now continuing the tour, and we've got some really cool stuff. Ready charge. Things are packing up, but these guys are building an awesome network of DC chargers. What's up? And actually just visited a site that they just put in Colorado, which was super cool. So using Autel equipment at that particular one. So shout out Ready Charge. Love to see it. You want to do a thing? You want to tell us a little bit about what y'all are doing?
I can.
Hell yeah.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
How's it going?
So what is Ready Charge doing in 2025?
Ready Charge in 2025 is really trying to maybe not revolutionize, because I feel like that's a very overused word, but really trying to reliably let people charge cars, right? At the end of the day, just like if you had a gas car, you didn't think about if you could charge or fill up your gas tank, you shouldn't think about whether or not you're going to be able to charge your car. And that's really what we're trying to do with the software that we built in-house, with the equipment providers that we partner with, really just making sure that it's really focused on the driver experience, and that's really key for us.
And I know the invite's been there, and I really want to come to the Michigan spot and see like your little testing lab.
Yeah.
And I know you got some cool chargers installed over there, so I got to come out at some point.
Absolutely. Happy to have you.
Really cool. But I just used one of the chargers you put in like Southern Colorado.
Sweet.
Worked great. It was awesome. It was an Autel 240.
Sweet views.
Yeah, it was amazing. So thanks. Shout out to you guys for building a great network. I'll steal the mic back. And sorry to do this right as we're packing up, but I'm sort of running late today. All right, we'll see y'all. Yep, more cool stuff. Owl, a great installer, by the way. And these guys are fantastic. Some of the highest quality charging station installations in the country are coming through Owl. So think Ionna stations and others. These are the guys that are actually doing the construction work, getting the conduit in the ground. I do have to question why there's a Mazda MX-30 on their board there. I got to talk to them about that. But we love Owl. These guys rock, and they build truly some of the best charging stations out there. So more to come with them in the future. We've been wanting to do videos together for a long time, and we certainly will. And oh man, look at this, Volt Express, love it. Mobile EV charging. This is what we need for our range tests. I've been talking about it. That's been a big focus at this show. I've seen 3 or 4 major large EV charging in a trailer type solutions, and all we really need is just one for our range testing. So we're going to have to decide on one. We're going to have to figure out how we're going to do that. But man, I have no idea what's inside of this trailer, but I can only wish to see what's in there. Can we take a look? That was perfect timing. Here we go. You want to tell us what's going on in here?
This is a portable EV charging system.
Yeah, I'm going to hand you this if you don't mind, and then you can just explain. Yep, thank you.
You want to come on in?
Yeah, I would love to. Amazing.
I already shut down my lights, so I apologize.
No, it's good. We can see.
Okay. We have a 60 kilowatt continuous duty natural gas or propane generator inside. That's producing 60 kilowatts for this EV charger. It's a complete system that can be rented, purchased through Claris Energy.
Absolutely love it. So Clarius is the one doing this.
2G, who I work for, is the engine manufacturer.
Oh, very cool.
And Claris ES Energy Services is the renter and seller of this market vertical.
Amazing. And so they've got the DC dispensers right over here.
Yep.
And you're ready to roll.
It can be configured however you want. If you want level 3 chargers, level 2 chargers, doesn't matter. They'll outfit it for your needs.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I just need one of these. This is sick.
The coolest part is it can be pulled with a half-ton pickup truck.
Oh, sick. Cool.
So it's got propane.
So what's the total weight of it?
We're right here at 12,000.
12,000. So you could actually tow it with a Silverado 3WT. Yeah, and that's the only electric truck that could tow it, but Silverado would be the one.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for the time. Appreciate it. Oh man, imagine a Silverado towing this thing around. Man, that would be so sick. We need it so bad for our range test. So anyway, Volt Express, Clarius Energy Systems. We're going to be looking at this into the future. Thanks again. Appreciate it. Let's go just run around and see what's happening as everything's getting packed up around here, and just, you know, everyone's got to get out, fly home, do the thing. Never seen this charger before. That looks pretty interesting. And yeah, we've got like switchgear cabinets and transformers and just tons and tons of stuff. But I think you guys get the idea. I really apologize for doing the show kind of a disservice for rushing through everything, but man, was it fun. We learned a lot. I always love coming to these because I just get a finger on the pulse of the industry, understanding what's happening, understanding the tangential businesses that are involved here, like bollard manufacturers. Who would have thought? And LV switchboards, super cool. Love to see this stuff from Electronic Power Design. Man, I really wish I spent an extra day here. But anyway, I think we'll end the show here from the Autel booth. We love these guys, love my Autel stuff. We'll see you all on another one again soon. Thanks for joining on the tour of EVCS 2025. Thanks to everyone who joined in for the videos. Sorry if I rolled by your booth and didn't film you. I have every intention to film everything, and next year we'll make it right. So thanks for watching. See you in another one again soon. Bye-bye. All right, guys, the video's not over. We're ending it on this. This is the Nova Charge, and it is literally, if someone built a single piece of equipment for me, it would be this. And it's essentially, this is the baby one. It's an 8,000-pound all-in trailer, which means you can tow it behind a Silverado, a Rivian, a, you know, Cybertruck, whatever you want to tow it behind, a Lightning. And it's a 120 kilowatt-hour battery pack with 120 kilowatt DC charging in there, which is perfect for a few top-ups throughout the day. You can backfeed it from a NEMA 1450 outlet. You can level 2 charge it. You can DC fast charge it there. And these guys are super cool. I think they're going to let us make a video with it at some point in the future. Maybe we can even bring it out on a range test and put it to the test. Yeah, let's see what's going on in here.
Yeah.
What was your name again?
Thomas.
Thomas. Thomas is the man. Can show us what's going on.
Here's our battery
Oh,
system.
hell yeah,
Air
brother.
conditioning, keep it cool.
So it's got like passive cooling, essentially.
Cooling,
Yeah,
100%.
that's super
Keep
cool.
everything cool on
And
it, yeah.
what type of chemistry are they?
Lithium ion.
Are they LFP or NMC cells? Do you know?
What kind of cells do they pull?
Let's
LFP
see.
cells? Yeah. LFP.
LFP, hell yeah, sick. Super cool. Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yes, thank you.
And
I towed it from Florida. It drives like a dream.
yeah, you towed it here from Florida behind a Hummer.
Behind a Hummer EV, yes, I did.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we were getting about 150 miles in between chargers.
That's pretty good.
And a lot of times, though, the truck would have less than to get there. So we pull over on the side of the road. 5 minutes later, we're down the road to the next charger.
Dude,
they saved our butt.
We should have towed it out here for a video. Next time, let us tow it.
100%.
This would be so cool. And this is where the cables are, right?
Yes, yes. You have 2 CCS cables on the side or an Axis CCS, however you want.
Okay, cool. Can we open that up and show the people?
Let me see. I don't know if I have. Oh, yeah, here we go.
Okay, sick.
So it's right in there. Here's your cable port right here.
Love it. What do
Don't
you
mind
get?
that.
Amphenol cables? Yep.
Yeah, Amphenol cables. Yep.
Yep, very
And
cool.
You can have a NAX option or a CCS option.
Very cool. Well, congrats on this. This is like a product.
And of course, what
I need.
you know is our whole booth was running off of this entire time. So we've got 110, 220, 12 volt. You could jump start a gas car if you need to.
Oh, nice.
12 volt right here.
That's the world's biggest
It's-
12 volt jump box.
Exactly, it is. You know, and it's also all interfaced with our charge up app. So you could track where it's at. You could track how much power you're using, how much is left. It's a great device.
Dude, I've seen a lot of mobile power solutions today. A lot of them running off natural gas or diesel or whatever.
If we're going with an EV fleet, why do I want to keep gas cans from my emergency vehicle? I don't want gas. I'm done with it. I want EV. I want batteries.
Absolutely, and it's not like you need a huge battery capacity. You're just getting enough to get to the
It's enough
charger.
to get by it. It's the last mile. Yeah, you can't make the last bit down the road. You charge up with a flex.
Yeah, this would be my daily charging for our range test. So sick. Thanks again. Shout out to the viewers for watching the EVCS content. And yeah, Nova Charge, not the last time you'll see this thing on the channel.